Hello everyone and welcome to another track guide video, and this one is at Mount Panorama in Group 4. And for this one I decided to go with this Nissan Silvia because it seems it's the best car for the qualifying, but in the race I want to suggest using the Ferrari or even this car. I think even Supra can be like a good substitute, but that's pretty much about it. So without further ado, let's get going. Starting the lap, and as usual, try to rev up this car as much as you can. So I'll talk about the shifting points in this video, but here, this is your first braking point. So brake in the straight line, just after the 50-meter sign you start turning in, downshifting in the second, and quickly, even before the apex, starting to accelerate. So I think this is the crucial point. So getting a lot of speed on the straight is pretty much a must here. So revving up the car until about 200 kilometers per hour until you reach your second braking point. So this is going to be a pretty short one, so you're basically braking until the curb, but kind of trail braking starts a little bit before the beginning of the curb. And now, so just as I said before, it's not a long one, so this is the point where you're actually starting to accelerate. So you're pretty much in between the braking and the throttle for about maybe even 2 tenths, 2 to 3 tenths, so it's not a very long time, so really be prepared to put the power down soon. So here, just brake at the apex. As soon as you turn in, I think this is a pretty decent point. Kind of try to straighten up the car as much as you can, downshift in second gear and quickly upshifting into third. So when you get into the turn, I think even a little bit before it's time to put the power down. I tried really getting a decent point where I can show you, but it's always so inconsistent, so just try to get the speed out of that turn. But here, once again, we have to carry that speed, and it's the tree on the left. Usually that's your turning in point, and you don't even have to lift in this one. So even if you turn the wheel a little bit more than usual, I don't think it's gonna be a problem until right about here. So fifth gear, a little, I would say a little lift before the curb, and try not to hit these curbs. I mean, this is the most important curb, I believe, on the track, and please do not touch it. Otherwise, the car will just go sideways and you will lose control. So staying as close as possible, kind of an early entry into this one, ride the curb and get to the left side as soon as you can. Why? Because you want to carry this line into this whole section. So basically, don't go in late, go in early, you got the Audi sign, you start to brake, and 10% of the power to stabilize the back end of the car. So I'm braking, but I'm still giving it about 10% just to stabilize the car, and you can see that I'm really struggling kind of to keep the car in line, because the car just wants to get loose, and you just have to put like 10% to kind of stop it from getting there. So this is the second point. Actually, this is your turning in point. So a little bit of braking going down until this point. So there was about maybe 10-15% until this point. And now your braking starts. So when you straighten up the car, you brake, downshifting the second, third gear on the way out, and be quick with the power. So here I was a little bit too quick, and then I lost a lot of that, I would say a lot of that straight line speed, and you can see the time is going, it's kind of going down. So I eventually lost about 10 to 10.5 just because I accelerated too quickly. But here, I would say 150, but 145 would kind of be perfect. You're braking until the 50, you're starting to turn in slightly, and then third gear and accelerate before the curb. So the actual turning point is about 50-55, and then you hit the power before the end of the curb. So something like that is gonna even happen in here. I'm looking to the left, I'm braking the straight line, reaching the 50, starting to turn in a little bit. You can use the grass here on the right. Second, and you can see how early am I actually starting to accelerate. So you actually want to start to accelerate before, let's say, the usual points when, let's say, Group 3, Group 2, and Group 1. So this car needs a lot of speed on the way out, and you should really focus on the exit. So in the end, it was kind of a 10.3. I think it was a decent time. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed in this one, and if you did, you can always hit the like button. You can even subscribe to the channel if you really like it, and that's pretty much about it. And until the next time, bye.
Interesting.
the exit wasn't really the best, but I think this one has a potential to be the quickest. Yep.